Hello, I'm your host, Curtis.
And I'm your other host, Matt.
And welcome to Solving the Internet. Let's go, baby! Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Solving the Internet, where there are no dumb questions, just dumb answers. This is a podcast where we discuss all the weird goings-on of the Internet. But before we do that, we have some catching up to do. So last time we talked, it was all the way back in October. It was a long time ago. We've been insanely busy, each of us, with work, with pandemic things.
Pandemic things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is part of the catching up, Matt. Didn't you hear the jingle?
Not yet.
Yeah, you did. You didn't yet because I have to make it yet, but they will have heard it, and we'll pretend you heard it. But it was all the way back in October when we found out we put the internet on hold.
Picked up the phone.
Last thing we discussed was it was just shy of Halloween and we were going to go to Gettysburg. Matt, did we go to Gettysburg?
No, we did not go to Gettysburg.
Okay, what did you do for Halloween?
I had a little safe social distance get together at my house.
Well, Papa, that's me. I went to... We'll touch on the social distancing thing in meetings at your house in a moment. But I went to Disney World in late October. I don't even remember the exact date. I just know it was during Halloween. They have a really cool thing going on with the Mickey Mouse
Clubhouse.
And they like decorate and they do cool stuff. It's actually awesome. It's not as kiddie as you would think it would be. What are you doing?
Fixing that. My head's not cut off for you to see my hair.
Yeah.
Because I know you missed it.
I did. So that's what I did for Halloween. Then shortly thereafter was Thanksgiving. I don't remember what I did for that.
Ate food.
Yep. Then shortly after that was Christmas, which...
Ate more food.
Yeah, ate food. Then a New Year. Then... after New Year, we had an insurrection at the Capitol.
Yeah.
Don't want to touch on that too much because there's...
Ain't no room for that here.
One or two of you
That's it.
hopefully didn't support that, but they definitely are one of them people.
Watch what you say.
Want to use...
We don't want to piss off the Trumpsters.
Yeah. Then we did get a new president. Just so happened to be my birthday. It was the best birthday gift I got in a while.
New old president.
He's... Not the oldest. The oldest was the one the one that was before that was the oldest.
Was he really?
Yep.
You learn something new every day.
Shortly after my birthday, something happened to you. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about it?
Well, I was having a little get-together with a few friends.
Social distance get-together, just like Halloween.
Well, as social distance as you can get at this kind of thing. So I play Magic the Gathering, which is fun. And I have a few friends, two of which came over that have been over to my house before, and I know them very well, but they brought two of their friends so we could have a full game. And nothing out of the usual. Had a good time. No one was sick, living life. And then that was on a Saturday night. And then 2 days later, on the Monday following, I get a text message from one of my good friends that was there. And he said, "Hey, just want to let you know that one of my coworkers just told us that he tested positive for COVID. So I'm going to go get a test just to make sure that I'm safe because he didn't feel sick. So he's like, I'll probably be fine." 2 days thereafter, Wednesday, I'm at work, middle of the day, right? At the time, I was just the assistant manager, you could say, at this establishment. So I was there working. My boss was off. And I get a text message from the friend who was sick, or who had went and got tested for COVID. Again, not sick, no symptoms. And he informed me that he tested positive for COVID, and he was at my house. So I let the proper higher ups at work know that had all happened, and they made me shut the store down and leave, like immediately. So we shut that down. I went and got tested. Didn't really feel sick. About 24 hours later, I get my results back, and boom, I'm positive for COVID.
Can't taste shit.
So it was very quick. My only symptoms, I had a very slight cough, and I had a really achy body, like to the touch, like it hurt. I was off for a few weeks. I did lose my taste and smell for quite a while. It's still not 100% yet, but it's mostly there.
I think you smell terrible.
So yeah, that was a thing that happened. Got 2.5 weeks off of work though. I laid in bed and played Minecraft for most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Built a
and didn't
sick
record
ass
one
world.
episode.
Whose fault's that? You knew I was home. You didn't reach out to me.
I did.
You did not.
Okay.
I'll bet it now.
I'll better.
Then you want to fast forward a little bit, or is there something you want to touch on before I get to the
No,
next
yeah.
bit?
Right after that, I got my vaccine.
Yeah.
It was, what was that, May or March? I'm sorry that you got,
March. Yeah, it was the middle of March. Like the 18th, I think, ish. So a little bit past the middle.
Yeah. And in April, I got vaccinated, and I'm pretty good. I'm happy now.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to go yet, mostly just because with work, I don't want to risk getting feeling ill from the vaccine and having to take off work because I really couldn't because I didn't have any help.
Still can't.
Still can't. Very soon, hopefully. Within the next month, I'll get it. But shortly thereafter, me getting it, fast forward 2 months. Yeah, about 2 months-ish. Yeah, May time, I believe. My lovely fiance, Jessica, got, first her boss tested positive for COVID. And she was fine for a while after that. And then she started feeling sick. So she went and got tested, and she did get it. She got it a lot worse than I did, unfortunately. But she's fine now. Did have to do a quick stint in the good old hospital. But no, all is well now. She has passed it. We're all healthy and well.
That's good. We like to hear that you're doing okay. That's pretty much everything with catching up, Matt. Except I just wanted to ask, what's going on with you? Everything all right? Anything new?
Everything's good. Nothing new.
My fucking cat broke in.
I love it.
Ronan. No, it's fucking Finn, and she took a big dump on the. She took a dump on the floor earlier today too.
Oh, what a bitch!
Yeah, I had to get it while it was still warm and soft. I'll be right back.
Okay, get the cat. Get that kitty.
Get out.
Nice butt.
Get out. Out.
It's a good movie.
It's not for cats.
Shit's for the birds. But not the cats. Always for the birds, never for the cats. He's back. Hello.
Is that for, did you say some editing things?
No
Things
editing.
for
I
me
was
to
just
listen to
talking to the folks.
I will say,
Oh, here, we're gonna keep this in. Ready? A little ASMR.
Okay, Matt, why don't you tell them what you're doing? I can
Tapping.
see what you're doing, but
Tapping.
nobody knows.
Well, I gotta guess.
Okay. Sounds like when you take that goop that you push into plastic cups to make fart sounds.
How does that sound remotely close to this?
Well, minus the fart. It's just the goop part.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm.
Yeah. Wait.
Real
They're gonna
close.
have a guess. Let's have a guess.
I just said it. So
I know. I'm cutting
cut
it
that
out.
out. Cut that out. What do you think this is?
Curtis,
folks?
cut that out.
Okay.
Right.
Here's the reveal. Ready?
Oh, it's a work beer.
No, it's a Pepsi. Anyway.
Well, now that my cat's not interrupting us any longer, I don't really have a whole lot going on either. I do have a vacation planned in October, and hopefully we have a recording before that. But I'm going to Universal, where
hopefully,
yeah. Well, this year well, not this year, but this is the first year I'll be going during Halloween, where your brother actually went down a couple years back for the Halloween, whatever you want to call it. He said it was pretty awesome, so we're excited for that because we haven't done that yet at Universal.
That's cool. That's very cool. So, as Curtis had made a post for us on Facebook recently being today is the 21st of June. So it was about a week or so ago? 2 weeks ago?
About a week ago.
Yeah, we'll say
I did make one the other day, but I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
The one where you just kind of said that we were changing shit up a bit.
We are.
Yeah, but anyway, you had made a post on Facebook referencing that we are going to be changing the formatting of the podcast quite a bit.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've noticed, right? At this point already.
Yeah.
At this point already, they would have heard quite a bit of difference. Less funny to start, and then it'll get funny. I hope.
Hopefully.
There's jokes. We got the gags.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Also,
you whore.
I did get a new microphone for everyone listening, I should sound like direct butter, like fresh churned Amish butter, no salt, just smooth, creamy deliciousness. And I did it all for you guys and the Nookie.
I would have a upgraded microphone if someone would have remembered to bring the microphone to the meeting for me to get, but that didn't happen.
Matt and I had a manager meeting with the company we work for, and I totally forgot it. And
I texted him the night before, and I brought him a present too, and he still forgot.
You guys will see it. You guys will see it. I'll upload it the day of this video.
Yeah. Microphones aside, I want to throw something new at you there, Curtis.
Let's hear it.
I want to switch it up and do some would you rather questions.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
I think I will feel one way and not the other. I feel like I feel
like there's only one outcome.
Yeah, I'm not like when it comes to toss-up stuff. I'll easily lean one direction for after I figure out why. I'll come up with some good reasons.
Yeah,
so
I feel like
they're
I'm
not too difficult.
The opposite of that. I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time deciding on some of these. Maybe you can sway me.
I'll sway you, baby.
So
I'm ready though.
Just going off of this, this is the first one I've seen. Literally, when I looked them up, just to get some ideas. Would you rather the aliens that make first contact be robotic or organic?
Organic.
Like living beings, not robots.
I know.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, that's easy for me because if it was robots, that means someone made them, and that's worse.
Yeah.
I feel like if the organic beings that have made those are going to be
But what would be
scary.
more? What would be more terrifying? People that can make a robotic life form that can survive space travel, or an organic species who can physically survive space travel over that kind of distance?
Well, that would be us because we've made robots that survive space travel. They're not people robots.
Not like what's the word with the S that I'm thinking about?
Are you thinking cyborg? Because it's not.
No. It's
okay.
It's fuck. That's gonna bother me. Anyway, not lifelike robots that can,
Scissors.
Nope.
Speculum.
Speaking of scissors, did you see that knife I made for my dad for Father's Day? Out of that old pair of rusty shears?
It's very
dope,
good. Huh? My wife was wondering how you sharpen it.
With a belt sander.
That's cheating.
I have a sharpening stone, but I just belt sanded
It's a whetstone.
Same damn thing. Sharpens.
Yeah,
it's a stone and
cooler.
it sharpens. Anyway, so I think we both agree we'd rather it be organic, yeah?
Yeah, because there's gotta be life out there. We talked about that.
Big time.
But I don't think there's robots out there.
Yeah, I don't know if technology is good enough for there to be aliens getting to Earth of any kind, then there probably is some robot technology that's advanced enough to create that.
Maybe.
Realistically.
I think they also might just be like, there's no use for this.
True.
They might not want to do like a cyborg thing. Like they're like, we're too advanced. Like they're high and mighty. Like they don't want to meddle with robots.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But I feel like,
that's fair.
Yeah, I would want them to be organic, for our sake, not for any other reason.
Not for their sake, for our sake.
I guess for their sake too, because that there's going to be a militarized situation where someone's going to try to shoot them, because that's especially Americans.
Especially the South.
Yeah, don't if you're an alien, don't land in Louisiana.
Anywhere south of Maryland, you should probably just stay away from.
Dear aliens, if you come to visit us, be smart and land in Europe.
Well, if this is the first thing aliens are hearing, let's be real, they're not going to come visit us.
They're going to wonder what the internet is.
Yeah, and how they can solve it.
They're going to wonder why it's not all wireless. Why we can't just do telepathy to each other and solve that.
Hey, would you rather be covered in fur or covered in scales?
I'd like to think of this in several ways. So you said covered, I know. I'm disregarding that.
The fuck?
I'm thinking like, what if you had scale hair?
I don't think that.
No, I mean just like picture a nice fade, a number 2 fade, right? Or like a bald fade on your head, but it's scales.
It'd be kind of dope.
I think you'd look like Julius Caesar.
that or what the fuck's that guy's name? Guy Fieri.
He does not have a fade.
No, I'm just saying you would look pretty wild like Guy Fieri.
Well, he just looks wild.
He's an awesome dude, though. He's
I'll
hysterical.
take your word for it.
Anyway,
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think I'd go with
hair.
fur.
Yeah, fur. Yeah, stay warm.
And you can
Scales would be cool though to like swim. You know, like a little fishy guy.
Yeah, but you can't you could like cut your fur though. You can't cut your scales off.
Well, you could
peeling
cut your scales
fingernails off.
Well, I mean, I guess it would be like psoriasis.
Bunions.
There was this kid I used to work with that had psoriasis. He probably still does, but just all day long, that's all I did was pick at it. And there was, like, if you, this is going to be gross. Trigger warning, skin flakes. We were working together, probably 7 years ago. And you would see in his car, like on the floorboard, there was just arm dandruff. Like, it was disgusting.
Was he eating it like Goldmember?
It's a little different. It doesn't peel off. It like flakes off like dandruff. Like it's like a powder almost. It was pretty gross. It was definitely skin flakes. But as far as removing scales go, like if you ever buy fresh fish, you have to. Well, you don't have to remove them, but you should, because then you can eat the skin. It's really good. But yeah, you remove the scales. Can't really do that with fur, right? You have to actually deskin the thing with the fur.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I would go with the fur. Final answer.
Locking it in. Final fur.
Locking it in.
Answer.
I don't need a phone a friend. Oh, Matt. Would you? What about like if you were to Matt? If you were to be, would you rather? If you were a furry, would you rather be a fish furry or a furry furry?
Probably a furry.
Which one? What animal?
I like a wolf. I like wolves.
Like a dire wolf, like a big one.
Oh, I mean, it don't really matter. Sure. Yeah, dire wolf. Fuck it.
I guess it would matter because it's only going to be as big as you are, right?
Yeah, it's
not like it's like. I would be a fox. A red one.
I was thinking fox. I was like, nah, I like wolves way better.
Ooh.
Don't even.
What?
Nothing.
No, you tell me what. Tell me what right now.
I was gonna say, don't you say what does a fox say?
No, I didn't even cross my mind.
Okay, good.
No, I was gonna say maybe like an owl.
Oh, that's why you said who?
I said ooh. But yeah, we'll retcon that. I was saying who. There. Would you rather? Matt's question was be a furry or a furry fish. That's gross. What if a fish had fur?
Some do. Oh, hair, I guess not.
What?
Fur. Oh yeah, there's
no. I'm talking a pelt, baby.
A whole ass pelt.
I'm talking like.
All right. Well,
a wet, like how a beaver.
No.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's gross.
Yeah, just like constantly wet fur.
Well, here, going kind of on the same topic with animals. Would you rather be able to talk to land animals, animals that fly, or animals that live underwater?
See, now I have to weigh the benefits of each one.
Mine is simple. Mine would be land animals. 100%.
Because there's a lot of them?
Because you encounter them more every day. I mean, them and birds. You don't encounter fucking fish every day. Unless you have them.
Yeah, I was going to say if you had a fish.
But still, dumbass fish. What are they going to say? Huh? What the fuck do they got to say?
They say glub glub. He's going to ask for some flakes, bro. He's going to ask for the skin flakes. He's going to want psoriasis fish flakes. I think, all right, so the benefits of, like you said, land animals, you can see them every day.
Right. Most people own them.
To him. Dead bird outside the shop again today.
Oh. Yeah. What do you mean again?
Man, they fly into the windows all the time.
I know, but I haven't experienced dead birds at your shop. I experienced live birds named Kevin and Shane.
I don't remember Kevin.
I think I called him Kevin first, then we changed it to Shane. Shane and then Ryan showed up later on.
Yeah. By the way, also, they have been uploading videos, and they're very good.
I know, I've been watching them.
Weighing the things, like if you could talk to a bird, though, you'd have to yell. You'd have to yell to it. It's pretty far away.
I mean, you could call it over. Like, hey!
Now wait. Does the bird speak these things? Does the bird understand me? You said talk to, not...
I assume it means you can understand them, they can understand you.
Okay.
Yeah, because then below it says, what would the conversations be like?
It would be, don't shit on my car. That's the only thing I would say. Aside from, what do you see up there?
It would be kind of dope to have a carrier pigeon, though. Think about it.
Okay.
Give him a little letter. Hey, yo, bird, take his shit over to Curtis. Fly to his house.
Now, the only thing is, we have phones.
Yeah, but that's not as cool as a fucking carrier pigeon, dude.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
If you could have an owl deliver mail like Harry Potter, you mean to tell me you'd rather pick up a fucking cell phone and then have an owl deliver mail?
Not if it was just like the typical shit that people say to each other these days. Sup. WYD.
That would be one dead bird real quick.
That's what I'm saying. You're wasting my bird's life. How long do you think it would take to go between...
In the air? My house to your house?
Yeah.
15 minutes.
You think so?
Yeah. Depends on the bird and how fast it can fly, but yeah, 15 minutes is reasonable.
Well,
straight shot.
I'd say straight shot, you're about 5 miles. Straight shot.
Maybe.
Straight shot. Maybe 8 at the most.
Okay.
So
So
at 60 miles per hour, that would be 5 to 8 minutes. So 30 miles per hour. Yeah, I guess we're right in there.
Yeah. 10, 15 minutes.
I feel like we're calling Monty Python in the Holy Grail with the average wind speed velocity of an unladen swallow. Birds would be cool.
I'd rather be able to talk to my dogs. I look at my dogs every day and I'm like, man, what the fuck are you thinking, dude?
Just food and I love you. That's it.
That's it, man.
And poo.
I wish I could have talked to my dog this morning whenever it was like 3 a.m. and he decided to wake up and just lay behind me and lick the back of my head and my face. It was frustrating.
I could have told my cat, hey, don't shit on the floor, please.
And it would have said, fuck you, I'm going to shit on the floor.
Yeah, I was just right next to the cat box, dude. So close.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't think there's any other benefits to talking to flying animals other than a bird.
Well, that's all that flies, so... Birds are the only thing that... birds are the only thing that fly.
Pterodactyl ain't a bird.
And it's also not alive anymore.
Well, all right, now you're adding stipulations.
You can't talk to something that don't exist.
It did.
Not now.
Okay, now they're just talking to flying animals and land animals.
According to you,
sea animals. Would you talk to a clam, Matt?
No.
What sea animal would you talk to? Lobster?
Dolphin.
Tortoise? Tortoise?
A crab,
tortoise
dude, they're sassy as fuck.
Dude, tortoise seen everything.
Yeah, and they're old as hell, too.
That's what I mean. They're like the technician in my shop.
Old as hell.
Seen it all. Done it all.
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, as cool as it would be to talk, to talk to any animal, I think land animals would be more useful.
I want to see what people think. I got to get some feedback from listeners.
The few we have, we need to hear it.
Yeah, I need to hear it. I think there's not a lot of benefits to... Oh, if you talk to jellyfish, you just tell them, don't sting me.
Don't sting me.
Yeah, it's got to be land animals, because these other two are few and far between, and you wouldn't really do anything. Other than Hedwig. It's
not practical.
Yeah.
You want to do one more of these guys and then hop into something else?
I think that we drew that the fuck out, and I think I got one.
You got one?
I'll give you 2.
Shoot them at me, baby.
I had a list of ones that were disgusting, and one of them I will ask you.
Ooh.
I have 3 total. And
okay.
We'll try not to carry on with them, so people have things to do other than listen to this thing.
No, they don't.
You're right. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat mayonnaise?
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Now, does that spaghetti does that grow at the same rate as hair, or
Probably.
Are we talking one of them like Play-Doh dolls you had back in...
Squeeze it. Somebody has to walk up to you and pick you up and squeeze you and your hair grows. I would assume same rate as hair and just cut it off. Trim it down.
Yeah, and have dinner. At least for a couple days.
Forever.
Well,
dinner.
No, I meant you'd have to let it grow a little bit before you eat it again.
Oh, not if you only cut a little bit off at a time.
Just when you're hungry, take a bite of your hair.
Yeah, people do that anyway.
Sweating mayonnaise. I sweat. I sweat in places that I would not want mayonnaise.
Well, I don't want mayonnaise anywhere other than in my mouth from eating food.
Yeah, and not Miracle Whip. That's just nasty.
You're wrong, but it's okay to be wrong sometimes. We all have to be wrong sometimes. Next question, please.
That is what I need people to chime in on. Fuck the stupid talking to animals. I want to hear about Miracle Whip, mayonnaise.
They're both equally good. They're both equally different, and they're both equally good on separate things.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No spaghetti hair. So would you have spaghetti pubes? Think it would come out looking like? Think it would come out looking like those spring pastas?
Spirals.
Yeah, it would have. It wouldn't be the same. Angel hair on my head, but on my balls, knocky.
How does that work? Self-censorship.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want mayonnaise in my pits or on my sack or in my booty.
And I mean, anywhere bad. Forehead, dude. I sweat so much today at work. You imagine walk up front and have just white mayonnaise all over your face.
You know what that means? It means you're hydrated.
I guess, yeah.
No, that is a thing. If you are ultra hot and you're not sweating, then you're dehydrated. It's facts.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I can tell you a quick story. Let's anecdote. When I worked at a previous company, I had 2 within a week employees get overheated that I had to call 911 for both of them. One was working in a situation where I know he would be sweating, and he wasn't sweating, and that's when I got concerned. 5 minutes later, he was delusional, and I don't remember if he got sick or not, but I did have to ship him off in the boo-boo bus. And then the second one said he felt like he had ants crawling under his skin. Also was not sweating. But he also did drink a 2 liter of Mountain Dew that morning, and that's probably why he was dehydrated.
Well, that's enough hydration for you.
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
You can do the do all the way to the hospital.
Matt.
Yep.
Would you rather adopt a British accent every time you're having a serious conversation or laugh every time someone cries?
British accent.
Is it a happy cry, though?
I would assume both.
Well, then
any type of tears, you're laughing at them. I would rather get a British accent because you're less of an asshole that way.
Yeah, but then people would be like, why are you talking like that now?
Then explain yourself. I have to for some dumb reason.
I was born this way. Something happened. The devil made me make a deal with him. He gave me an option.
And I went down to Georgia.
I didn't even get anything good out of it, like a rock star career and a lot of money. I just had to pick one, and he stuck it with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that accent any day. That's easy.
Well, let's hear it.
No, I don't have a good one, but I feel like I would be forced to have a good one if that was the case.
Well, this is a serious conversation, Matt.
I'm not talking in a British accent. I'll give you one word.
All right, mate.
Governor.
Oh, okay. You're an idiot. Okay. I have a final would you rather, and I'm thank God because I'm only halfway through this new setup.
Better be good.
It is. This is a gross one. It's debatable. Would you rather have a vagina on your forehead or penises going up your spine like a stegosaurus?
Penis is on my spine like a stegosaurus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the answer.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Flaccid?
I feel like they would change mood depending, wouldn't they?
Oh, so everyone would know if you were excited.
I don't know.
There's no tucking that in the belt.
Who says that they have to be off of a sexual arousal? Maybe it's like you're just excited.
They're penises.
Like,
that's the only thing a penis is for.
I mean, your main one. You ain't
having my main one. I only got one.
Penises.
I'm just going off what I know, Matt.
Like, imagine if they got hard whenever you got excited about like going to do something. Like, hey, Curtis,
like a dog wagging his tail.
Yeah, like Curtis. Curtis is like Curtis loves the golf. Maybe like Curtis is Saturday. Curtis is like, oh shit, I'm gonna go golfing tomorrow. Gets real excited, and then you got
backboner.
You got Bonersaurus Rex back here.
That's me.
Getting all excited. He's gonna go
Penisaurus. Penisaurus. I can't imagine anyone would want a vagina on their forehead because some dude's gonna try to touch it or lick it or something.
Well, somebody, yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know how men are. Men are weird. Men are terrible people.
Yes. Speaking from experience, we're terrible people.
See, no one would see my spine, though, because I got small ones. Is it proportional?
It seems like you already said it was going to be, so.
Well, I meant like proportional to my wiener.
Yeah, no. Sounds like you said you have small ones, so I guess you already decided that.
Yeah, well, that's how I picture is a bunch of thumbs on my back.
A bunch of half pinkies.
Yeah. So
or as my old boss would say, a bunch of tuna cans.
That was also me.
No. You might have said that, but Chris said that a lot as a joke.
Oh, man. Do you think they are all the same size? Because, like, on a Stegosaurus, the spine thingies...
No, yeah, I guess it would have to be kind of... They would kind of have to range from small to large and back to small.
Yeah. The biggest one, that would be my...
It's not a large range from 0 to 3.
Hey, I'll take 3.
3's a stretch.
Yeah, it is. Literally, when you pull on it. All right, enough gross stuff.
Enough penis.
I do have some classics here. Some back to the roots of solving the internet. Some autocompletes. They're not goofy, but we have to solve them. And I would just ask you, Matt, what is the best movie of all time?
Oh man, I hate when people ask me this. Truthfully,
well, there's got to be one that like immediately pops into your head.
What's your favorite movie of all time? Well, I think
I asked.
So
okay, well,
dead air here.
Let the record show. I asked you first, and Google asked me.
Google asked me first. I will get an appropriate answer as soon as I think of one.
I think one of my favorite movies. So there's two that stand out. One is a serious movie, and one is not. The one I could watch over and over and not get as sick of it is I really like Back to the Future. The first one. Yeah, the second one's good too, but the first one, just something about the aesthetic about everything and how it didn't end up being like that at all.
How it didn't end up being like that at all?
Yeah, or that was Back to the Future too, huh? Or no, was that?
I don't know what you...
That was,
I don't know
that was two about. That... Well, I always watch them in order, so they all run through in my head, but like with like, when they went to the future, remember Marty gets the almanac because he wants to get money, and then old Biff steals it. But like how like they had like the virtual shark and the hoverboard and the shoes that changed size and the coat that dried itself and all that, and he looked like octopus arms and
octopus arms.
Yeah, no, I just liked everything about it, how they thought it was going to be, and it was way wrong, but it was a lot of fun. It was a great one. I also, the serious movie I like is American Beauty, was with Kevin Spacey. What?
I've never seen that movie.
It. Okay, you're right. That's why that you made. No,
I made the remark about Kevin Spacey, not the movie.
Oh yeah. As an actor,
he's out there touching people and stuff.
Yeah. As an actor, I do enjoy his acting, but he turns out to be a big piece of shit. But
big old piece of shit.
But that movie, oh man, is that a good movie? That'll make you question your life.
One of my favorites, cult classic. Not everyone has even heard of this movie or seen it at all. Probably, honestly, Boondock Saints is one of my favorite movies.
Yes, I agree.
2 was also very good, but like any sequel, it wasn't quite as good.
Well, they also waited forever to make it.
Well, it was 10 years, yeah. And they were supposed to come out with a third one 10 years later again, but now they can't get both of the main actors.
You and your fucking wheelchair.
Apparently, they both of the main actors, Norman Reedus and I forget the other guy's name, but I guess they couldn't get them for the movie, so I don't know if they're making it anymore. But that's one of them.
What's the deal with that?
I don't know. They're supposed to do another shit, and I guess I didn't have time for it. Like Norman Reedus got The Walking Dead and his ride show that he does. I don't know what the other guy's doing, but man, I can't think of a serious or like.
Ooh, well, I mean that was relatively serious. It just so happened to be. I mean, you got things like Pulp Fiction, stuff like that are great. You know, those mid '90s movies like Fear and Loathing is awesome with Johnny Depp. You know, well, you know, what do you think Google said? What do you think Google said the answer was
for the best movie? It's probably Titanic.
No, not even close. It wasn't even on the list. Yeah.
How new is this movie? According to
they're both. Well, one is pretty old. And it's still regarded as like basically the best movie of all time, followed by one that was in the 70s, and you should be able to guess it.
Should be able to, and I'm not a huge cinephile.
I'm gonna say it, and you'll know.
Give me the first letter of one of them.
No, I can't say the one in the 70s. You'll get it. Yeah, I'll just tell you the first one.
All right, what?
It's Citizen Kane.
Never seen it.
It's from 1941, I believe it was. I've actually never seen it either. I've been meaning to, but who's got time for that when you've got a podcast to record? But that one and The Godfather.
Oh, never seen
and The Godfather was phenomenal. I love
Never
that
seen
movie.
it. Never seen Scarface. Never seen either one of those.
What? Scarface was awesome too. Those two movies got me into like a bunch of mafia movies. Like Casino was amazing, and
That's what got you into the coke.
that's what got me into cocaine, man.
Well, not to get too off topic, but what's your favorite TV show of all time? TV series?
That's tough. I don't know. I
feel like I'm more passionate about TV shows than I am about movies, as
Okay.
far as my affinity towards them.
So like serious ones, Breaking Bad, easily.
It wasn't my favorite, but I acknowledge that was probably one of the best of all time. Just not my favorite.
I did like Sons of Anarchy as well. It's
Never
one of the
watched
reasons
it.
it made me get a motorcycle. That show, it got me like real hyped up about it. I was already wanting one, but it like pushed me over the edge.
Don't push.
And then my
wife.
wife didn't like. Actually, your brother too. When he got a bike, his wife flipped the fuck out, and then she got used to it, just like my wife. But anyway, those two movies, phenomenal. Not as serious. Futurama. The ending to that was like one of the best endings to anything ever. So if anyone listening, if you've watched Futurama and enjoyed it, you got to go to the end, all the way to the end.
Yeah, I've watched it. I thought it was a good show. I never really sat down and actually tried to watch it. I just watched like randomly when it was on TV or whatever.
You got to get to that final episode, man. Phenomenal. Almost cried.
Wow.
So then, Rick and Morty, and I have not seen their new show yet.
You didn't watch the new episode?
Nope. Oh, new
Dude, it was-
episode?
Rick and Morty? Yeah, season 5 premiered yesterday.
Oh no. There's a new show he's making though.
What's it called?
I forget.
Did you watch the new episode though?
No, I'll watch it tonight then.
It's on
no, I'm
YouTube
not.
for free.
I won't watch it tonight. I'll probably watch it tomorrow when I'm eating dinner.
Yeah, I think it's actually really good.
Well, it always is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but like it's a good series opener, I think, or season opener, not series. Yeah, probably so there's a few shows that I like. Like one show that I recently watched was in the past couple months, to completion, was Supernatural, which it was very long and drawn out. I will admit,
it's
like it could have ended a long time ago, but I still think they did a good job overall with how long it ran, and it did also have a pretty good ending in my opinion.
I don't agree with the length of the. I think that they ran their course just like Lost. Although I did like Lost, but what do they have? 12 seasons? 10?
Who?
Supernatural.
No, like 15, I think.
Jesus. Yeah, my wife, so she got me into that.
Right.
I watched like almost all of it, and then I stopped because we were all caught up, and then they just came out with like the ending recently, so she started watching it all again, and I watched a couple, and I was just like,
15 seasons.
It's just like once you get to like 8, it starts getting real repetitive, and
It does.
I'll admit it.
I'll admit it. It does, but it kind of combines two things that I really love, like the
Sam and Dean.
Yeah, the mythical aspect of creatures, like mythological creatures and stuff like that. I really like, and then also like mystery solving and crime fighting type thing.
So you like Inspector Gadget?
It wasn't like that, but it combined those two mixed with the the underlying main plot, which I really liked. Another favorite, surprisingly, actually, was Arrow. I watched on.
Didn't watch it.
I'm not a huge fan of DC comics, like the whole DC universe, but I picked up that show and started watching it years ago, and it's a little bit long and drawn out too. It's over now, but not nearly as many seasons as Supernatural. But that show also felt like it got started a little bit repetitive, but ultimately it was really good.
We did start watching. Finally started watching WandaVision.
I haven't started any of those yet. There's WandaVision I need to watch. There's the Loki one that came out, and then there's the Winter Soldier one still.
Yeah, we didn't see those either. But they make it so you have to. It's frustrating,
yeah.
But I mean, I think we watched like the first half of that WandaVision, and it's pretty good. Leaves a lot of questions to be asked, but
which will be answered, I'm sure, as it goes forward.
Matt,
Make it quick.
What is the record for staying awake? I want to know what you think it is. So we could do it in days. We could do it in hours.
Both.
You want me to do like...
It's going to be 7 days and 13 hours.
Okay. You might be really close. Let me see.
Is that Russian sleep experiment? Is that going to be
Yep,
the
that's
leader?
actually what... I don't know if it was Russian, but...
I'm pretty sure the one I seen was Russian. It was a sleep experiment, and they started like eating each other and shit.
No. Did that end up being real?
I don't know. I would like to think so.
Yeah, that was actually pretty dope. I watched like a mini documentary on that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know if it was documentary because I don't know if it was even a real thing, but it was really cool.
Fake documentary.
No, so the answer, you said 7 days?
7 days, 13 hours.
Okay, the answer is exactly 11 days.
Oh, wow.
264 hours.
Was it just a dude?
Yeah, he was conducting an experiment, but he had like a regular name.
I would hope he was conducting an experiment, not just doing it to do it.
Well, coke is a hell of a drug, but
Meth is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, well, they both would definitely keep you up for a while. I don't think this was the Russian thing. It was much later than that, in like the 60s or something. But no, he was young. He was 19 and just stayed up 264 hours. Let me get you some more information on that. Hang on.
Where's he from? What's his name?
So it says the easy answer to this question is 264 hours, about 11 days in 1965. Randy Gardner, a 17-year-old high school student.
1965?
Yep, it was 1965. It was for a science fair. Most people that ever tried to stay up as long as possible were 8 to 10 days and carefully monitored experiments. I mean, the obvious stuff you'd get, like confusion and
hallucinations. Yeah.
It was physiological. That was that word you had trouble with a few episodes ago.
Nope.
I don't know if, but he recovered normally within 1 or 2 nights. But I know I usually get up about 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little bit before that, and stay awake till about 9, and that's about all I can get out of it. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched New Year's Eve happen.
You mean New Year's Day?
Like both, because it's like it'll just, once like 9 o'clock hits, I just start dozing off, dude.
It's almost like 1 minute it's New Year's Eve, and then the next minute it's New Year's Day.
It's almost like 1 second.
1 millisecond.
1 instance.
1 nanosecond. So, you ever just sitting there, and a thought pops into your head that you genuinely just don't know the answer to and don't know why you've never heard the answer to this question?
The question you're about to ask, or that question right there?
Any question in general. Just like, you ever just sitting there and think a thing, and it's like, I'm X years old. How have I not heard the answer to this question before? When it should be a pretty common knowledge thing, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's a question that pops in your head that you think that should be a very simple, logical answer, but that you never thought about. So the other day,
example? Oh, you're okay.
I'm just gonna give you the goddamn question.
All right,
get right the hell into this, bitch.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
So sitting at work with, for the context of the situation, we'll say my very, very halfway pregnant service manager.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like pregnant as shit.
What? How does this happen? Is this the question you were going to ask? How does this pregnancy happen? Don't do that. Don't do that in the video. No one can see that.
You can.
I see it twice, actually.
Anyway, yeah, she is. Very
well,
pregnant.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah, and we're sitting there. Thanks on her behalf. And we're just sitting there, right? And I look at her, I was like, how in the hell do babies, quote unquote, breathe in the womb? How does that work? I don't know. I've never been pregnant. I don't know how this works.
Not yet,
and
baby.
That's why
you got them dinosaur dicks.
You know, and that's why I was thinking about it. I was like, obviously they don't breathe.
Right.
It's not just, you're not breathing because it's full of liquid.
Right.
So I did look it up and I got the answer, but I want to see if you know or.
So from what I understand, the amniotic fluid is also in their lungs. And
full of that shit.
So whenever they pop out, like it's like a thing, they got to get this baby to make a breath. And I think that's where like they got the thought of like smacking babies' asses. Like whenever they come out of they don't do it any longer, but I don't know if they ever did it, but that was like a thing like that everyone.
They pinch them. From my understanding, is they'll pinch them just to make them cry.
I don't know. I mean, that makes sense, but yeah, I mean that's the whole idea, right? Is they want to get all that fluid out of their lungs. And actually, Matt, I don't know if you know this, that's how they do underwater births. Have you ever seen an underwater baby birth?
Never seen it.
You've heard of it, right?
Yeah. I don't peruse the internet to watch women give birth in bathtubs. But
do it all the time. Actually, the only time I've ever seen it, because I had to know how it happened, was they just had a kiddie pool. They had a kiddie pool in the hospital. and she just snot rocketed that thing out of there and right into the
side.
Yeah, and right into the kiddie pool. They are okay, like, at that point in time. Like, they don't have to breathe right away, but once they get into air, they got to, from what I gather. I don't know even how accurate that is, but you do, apparently, because you're about to tell me.
Well, from my limited research, because I'm lazy.
And I would assume this applies to all animals that are mammals, not just humans. Assume.
Yeah. But so what it is, it's the umbilical cord.
Mm-hmm.
It's the blood and everything pumping from the umbilical cord from your mother into you.
Correct.
Is transferring the oxygen from her blood and everything into your body. Mm-hmm. And essentially your heart absorbs most of the oxygen to keep it beating and pumping. So it's just you're not breathing at all. Your body's absorbing oxygen from your parent from your mother.
Well,
like the dad.
I mean, you're swapping places. Okay.
So yeah, your body's absorbing oxygen.
There's Mr. Nanny, or what was that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing back? No, it wasn't Mr. Nanny. Was it Mr. Mom? What was it?
Mr. Mom, I think that's right. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it was Mr. Mom. But yeah, so it just absorbs oxygen and essentially keeps your heart beating, but you're not breathing at all. Which begs the question, right? If you could be in a womb, not born yet, lungs not operating and full of liquid, and still survive off of our oxygen-filled blood, keeping your heart pumping, why can't we put people in a state of hibernation-like sleep?
I think it was called Junior, was the movie.
Sure. But why can't we put human adults, into a hibernation-like sleep and pump oxygen-filled blood into their bodies to keep their heart pumping and shut their lungs down to keep them alive? I
think it would have to be the amount of oxygen that a grown-ass adult needs compared to an infant.
I mean, that would make sense.
You know.
But what if you, like, super high concentrated, like, you pump gallons of oxygen into blood?
Because it's measured in liquid form.
Liquid gallon? What is it?
Gallon is a liquid measurement. But go ahead, it's a volumetric.
Not always. But
really?
Anyway, yeah.
Don't
look it up. Don't look at it. Don't look it up. Just. Yeah, but it just, like, I feel like that's a science that could be eventually.
I don't think it's possible.
Discovered.
I think that once that cord's cut, once you cut the cord, Matt, which that is, I believe, where that came from. But once you cut the cord,
I wonder if that's where that came from.
I wonder. And once you cut the cord, your body comes reliant on the oxygen that comes from your lungs. Pulmonary oxygen, I would say, is a scientific term. That I don't think that there's a way to do that otherwise. Because otherwise, why would they have people in comas that have lung issues be on, like, iron lungs or whatever, you know what I mean? Or or like a breathing device, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Iron lung doesn't exist anymore.
No, yeah, I don't know if they ever proved to be medically useful.
Didn't the iron lung just, like, squish you, essentially?
Honestly, I don't know.
And just squeeze you up. Squeeze you up real good.
About to find out.
Spooky.
Iron lung is a tank ventilator, negative pressure ventilator. It's a respirator which encloses most of a person's body and varies the air pressure in the enclosed space, similar to breathing. Okay, so that makes sense. They were treating people with polio and botulism with that.
Botulism.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They were using a similar, not an iron lung, but a different positive pressure ventilator. Whoa, back up a step. Iron lung is negative pressure. They were using positive pressure ventilators to treat COVID, actually.
Oh, yeah, they were using some type of ventilator.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
For some of those people.
Breathe.
But yeah, I don't think it's possible to do what you said.
Yet.
No, you gotta breathe. You gotta go in there through the lung. I think that's the way it's delivered. Because, I mean, then why wouldn't they do that when you have an IV in? Why wouldn't they pump oxygen in there? You know what I mean? I'm sure they have tried this in many experiments, you know? They're just like, oh, yeah, I can't do that.
Well, you can't pump straight oxygen in.
Gallons of it, Matt. That's what I heard.
How do you measure... I guess that's just pounds, actually. Never mind. I was going to say, how do you measure, like, a thing of propane? Isn't that a gallon? But it's pounds.
It's
not. It's pounds. It's
kilograms and pounds. Yep. Just like we use refrigerant at work. It's a weight. Yeah.
You're a weight. Mm-hmm. You're a lot of weight.
I'm too much of it.
Tubby bitch.
That's the end of that. I'm cool with my answer on that.
Yeah.
Yep. And now if you have them.
I don't have them.
You
I don't have them.
don't have any?
No, I told you I don't have
Ba-dum-bum.
them.
So, well, that would be the end of it then, Matt. That's it. We're coming to the close. We want to know what you guys think of this kind of format where it's not as goofy. Still got the goofs, but more of a conversation, less of a gag, you know. But still having some fun stuff in there. But we do have to finish off, Matt, with the unsolvable, which I do have, and if you're ready.
Born ready.
All right,
baby.
and the unsolvable one is one that we try to solve. Yeah, it's we did a test run on this. We never released any unsolvables, but
it was dookie.
Yeah, we did a test run on some video stuff and it didn't work out. But unsolvable is a question that is asked on the internet that is deemed unsolvable that we ponder and come up with an answer for. And this episode's unsolvable is Matt. Our children who act in
our children? O-U-R?
No.
A-R-E?
The letter R.
Just R. Okay.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that because you're about to see the letter R. Are children who act in rated R movies allowed to see them?
I've seen that question pop up.
What?
I was on the same website as you.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I read you the goddamn URL, motherfucker. Yes. No. No.
You have to think about this, Matt, and we'll discuss it next time.
Oh.
Yeah. Get with it. So, we appreciate you guys listening.
Well, can't we guess and then think about the answer?
Okay. All right. Yeah, because that's what detectives do. We're internet detectives, Matt.
Yeah.
Take a stab at it. That's some mechanics do. Throw some parts at it, see if it fixes it.
No, they can't see it. That's my guess, and we will find out more later.
Right.
We'll see if it's really unsolvable.
I think it was solved. But all right. Thanks for listening, guys. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you all for listening to this week's episode of Solving the Internet. Please feel free to follow our social media accounts. Our Instagram is at Solving the Internet. Our Twitter is at Internet Solving. Also a special thanks to Audionautics.com for allowing us to use the music you heard in this week's episode.